So crystals remain unchanged through time. So essentially, once something becomes crystallized, it's timeless, meaning it's not susceptible to decay in the same way that most types of matter are susceptible. So what's different about the structure of a crystal or of a metal is that there is the structure is such that the electrons can flow freely through and create a certain structure of electromagnetic field based on the crystal. So this is how they make plasma TVs and other liquid crystal displays and things like that. The charged stream of electrons that I'm talking about, a charged stream of electrons that's within a solid, a crystalline solid. This is that state of matter which you've probably heard of, which is called plasma. And you just think of it as being the sun, which it is. The sun is a central point of plasma generation, which just means that there's a crystalline field or electromagnetic field, which is structured in such a way that the electrons and the charged particles can flow freely throughout it. So, okay, we've got crystals, which basically, so if you think about it, crystals are the only things that are not susceptible to, the only solid types of matter which are not susceptible to time, which are not susceptible to death. If you think about it, you can't break down that structure. So when something becomes crystallized, this is what happens. It becomes imperceptible. What am I trying to say? Insusceptible to death, which means that it can't be affected by death. So other things, every single thing has an electromagnetic field. You have an electromagnetic field. Each cell in your body has an electromagnetic field. Each constituent part of the cell has an electromagnetic field. So the broader magnetic field that you have is made up of a bunch of little tiny magnetic fields, which are all based on crystalline structures. So what this is saying is that really you have a stream of plasma throughout your body too. You're also a central point of focus of this type of matter. And it's because you are a higher vibrational being than most of the things within our 3D realm. You vibrate at a higher level, which means that you have more access to consciousness than most of the things on the planet, including crystals, for that matter. And so what's happening with this great ascension is that we are becoming crystalline beings. Our electromagnetic fields have been under so much pressure for millennia that we are at the tipping point of when the structure of our electromagnetic field of the planet and the electromagnetic field likewise of our bodies and our cells is morphing shapes. So this means it is producing more central points of focus of that plasma. So what I'm trying to say is that, or part of what I'm trying to say is that what's happening right now, if you follow the Schumann resonance, this has been happening for like 10 years, that there's been this rapid consolidation of these really high energies coming in off the sun. And we're seeing these we're seeing so many huge blasts of this type of energy. And what happened today that's really cool is that suddenly we are able to sustain this high off the charts, what would normally be off the charts, invisible to us energy. Our earthly realm is sustaining these high vibrational plasma streams that are coming in off the sun, which means that we have access to a higher state of consciousness. That means that the planet essentially has ascended, or it is in the ascension, like the real ramp up. It's like so exciting. But so in this process, there's been all this pressure, it's like this high vibrational energy is coming in, and all those plasma streams are flying in and magnetized to our earthly electromagnetic field of our planet. And this is causing the electromagnetic field of our planet and the planet itself, the matter of the planet, to vibrate higher and higher and higher, which means that it's been getting hotter, by the way. And that's why, or that's the main inevitable reason why. But what's cool is that we have hit the tipping point of, it's like we've changed gears. It's like shifting gears in the car. Like we've been like pushing and pushing on this gear and revving like way too many rotations on this gear that it won't actually click over into to the higher gear, or higher gear. And we have finally like harnessed that energy. And so can you get that I'm getting around to that if once something is made of this type of crystalline stream of plasma, that means that your electromagnetic field of your consciousness is now magnetized and is now permanently linked in as an individual point of consciousness into the electromagnetic field of the planet. So all the high vibrational people, specifically the 144,000 points of light, which are either individuals or they are groups, communities, a lot of soul families coming together. Each soul family can be part of the 144,000, can be one of the. So this is everlasting life. This is what the ascension is about. This is what Jesus was talking about. This is what Buddha was talking about. It used to be that you would have to meditate or undergo extreme amounts of trauma in order to be able to access this kind of energy that is right now, it looks like it's either about to be or it is freely available to our vibrational fields. So people are going to rapidly ascend because there's going to be this pull upward. We've gone from our consciousness being pulled and affected by something that, like the same force that we call gravity, pulled back into the earth, into the density of the earth, to we have flipped out, and the electromagnetic field of the planet that keeps it stabilized, that keeps the structure in place, that is where it's become this type of plasma that we are able to access because we vibrate at a complementary level to the electromagnetic field of our planet. So this is why it's called Christ consciousness, Christos, crystalline. It's crystalline consciousness. It's a crystallized structure of the electromagnetic field of you, which means that you're a super conductor of electricity. You are able to access these higher streams of knowledge and consciousness that you have probably never recognized or realized is possible. Like, these are like superpowers, y'all. And people who know about what is going on, we don't talk about it except when we recognize one another. There are the rare brave people who talk about this, but this is like literal superpowers that are encoded into our DNA, and our DNA is becoming crystallized such that we are going to be able to access all of these higher level, access consciously all these higher level aspects of our DNA without having to go through all of this dark shadow work in the same way that we've had to do for millennia. So if you haven't been meditating, it's a great time to start. So I'm not putting down meditation, but like people who have been meditating, like, y'all, we are riding this wave. This is why we're here. This is what we're doing. I am so proud of everyone for all the shadow work that all the light workers have been doing, all the pain that we've been healing and carrying, burdened with for a really long time. We're doing this. We have been doing a lot of good. You've been doing fundamental good on behalf of the collective. And we are seeing it in the patterns on the Schumann resonance today for the very first time. Like, this is so big. Big enough that I needed to do another video. Then my eyes swollen from, I don't know what I'm allergic to. Okay.